Baba, can I ask something?
Of course, my son. What is in your heart?
Why do we put our forehead on the small clay-like tablet, the Sajdagah? My friend said we should just bow on the prayer mat.
That is a very good question, my dear son. You know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves when we ask to understand our faith. Let us talk about it. The Holy Prophet has said, "The earth has been made for me a place of prostration and a means of purification." This hadith is mentioned in Al-Sunnah books like Sahih al-Bukhari.
That makes sense. But I have also seen people doing sajda on wood or marble floors if pure earth is not available. Why is that?
Let me share an insightful hadith with you to help us clearly understand why sajda is only valid on certain things. Hisham ibn al-Hakam stated, he asked Imam Jafar Sadiq alayhi salam about the things upon which prostration, sajda, is permissible and those upon which it is not permissible. Imam replied, prostration is permitted only upon the earth and upon what grows from it, except for those things that are eaten or worn. He asked, may I be your ransom? What is the reason for that? Imam replied, Sajda is an act of humility and obedience before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is not appropriate that it be performed upon things that are eaten or worn, because the people of the world are the servants of food and clothing. When a person prostrates, he is in a state of worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it is not fitting that he places his forehead upon what worldly people worship.
That is such a beautiful logic. I have never heard of this before. But among all these things, why do we prefer the clay of Karbala, the turbat of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, for sajda?
Because, my son, Karbala is the land where Imam Hussein alayhi salam, the beloved grandson of the Holy Prophet, gave his life defending Islam, truth, and justice. The soil of Karbala reminds us of his sacrifice, patience, and devotion to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Remember, we do not bow to the soil, we bow to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the soil.
So, it's not shirk?
Not at all, my son. Shirk means worshipping something other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or believing it has a divine power. We don't worship the clay. We use it because it's a natural and pure, just like the Prophet taught. The Holy Quran states in Surah Ra'd, verse number 15, to Allah prostrates whoever is in the heavens and whoever is on the earth. And in Surah Taha, verse number 55, it states, from it, the earth, we created you, and into it we shall return you. So when our forehead touches the clay, it reminds us of our humility, our origin, and that everything belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Karbala is simply a place that strengthens that remembrance, a symbol of ultimate submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
So, we don't worship the clay. It just helps us remember Allah better.
Exactly, my son. We worship only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But the Sajdagah helps our hearts remember Him with love and reminds us of those who gave everything for Allah's sake.
Now I understand. When I do sajda on the clay of Karbala, I will think of Imam Hussein alayhi salam's devotion and renew my own love for Allah. Also, I can connect with this the hadith from Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq alayhi salam when he said, Sajda on the soil of the grave of Imam Hussein alayhi salam penetrates the seven veils of the heavens.
MashaAllah, how wonderful this hadith is. May your sajda always keep your heart close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and your soul connect to the truth.